We're back to Matt for the latest from Grid EPI's update. Matt?
Thank you, Josh. A couple of races to tell you about from the weekend as the endurance season begins to wind down, although we have got a busy weekend this weekend with a huge race on Saturday. Get to that in a moment. The final round of the Nürburgring Langstrecke Series was run on Saturday, and after BMW dominance throughout the season, Audi finally got up and got on the board with Christopher Mies and Frank Stippler winning the final 4-hour race of the season on the NLS. It's been a great season of racing there. Stuff going on in the background, which we'll have to keep an eye on over the winter about what happens with the Nürburgring and racing on the Nordschleife. That is all I'll say for the moment because there is some court stuff going on in Germany. Away from Europe in Indianapolis, we had the latest round of the Intercontinental GT Challenge, and it was won by BMW for WRT, Dries Van Voor, Sheldon van der Linde, and Philip Eng getting the victory in the fourth edition of the Indianapolis Endurance Race. So that brings us up to date with results. Here is a look at the latest standings with Brendan Hartley still at the top of the standings for Toyota. Their race coming up at Bahrain in a couple of weeks' time. There we go. 27 weeks into the Grid EPI. We're 3/4 pretty much now of the way through in terms of race numbers. So Hartley still leading. As we've mentioned before, it's basically between him and Kamui Kobayashi now who can win the Grid EPI of 2023, but we'll talk about that again when we get towards the final WEC race in Bahrain in the middle of November. A couple of races to come this weekend, as I mentioned. A big one is on Saturday. It's part of Pick a Winner, which we'll get to again shortly on the show. It is Petit Le Mans, the final round of IMSA competition for 2023 at Road Atlanta. That is the 10-hour classic on Saturday. We've also got the penultimate round of Super GT at Autopolis and the last round of the GT World Challenge Europe Sprint Cup, which is at Zandvoort. So Timo Boguslawski, 9th in the standings there. He and Raffaele Marcello looking to wrap up that championship. Expect Boguslawski scored a changeover this week, and hopefully for him, he can bump himself a little bit higher into the top 10 going into the final throes of the endurance racing season. We'll bring you the results of those races on the show next week.